and welcome to Longer and Harder, the show on the internet where my camera is all out of whack. How is everyone doing today? I hope y'all are having yourselves a wonderful, wonderful Sunday afternoon, whatever day it is. Hello, random troll in there, or bot, or whatever you are. How are you? Hello, Micro. Hello, Insider. Hello, LC. Hope y'all are having fun. How was GeoStream? I did actually miss it today because I was, I got busy finding videos for today and doing the other thing. I made a thumbnail. You guys see that? I made a whole ass thumbnail for last week's video. I'm getting back into the habit of things. My goodness, things are moving so fast around here. Before we know it, we will actually have like a full-on show again. That'll be interesting. But yeah, how was GeoStream? It looked I'm a little low. Let's see. I can turn myself right there. I am trying to find a much better way to have this set up because one, as you can see, my camera's crooked, which is really frustrating and annoying, and I could potentially, you can see my plate from last night. That's disgusting. I could potentially make you all dizzy, right? Like, so let's just make you all dizzy for a second by spinning my camera around for no good reason besides the fact that I want to. I could do the thing because this stand is just like super wonky and old, I think, and it has just seen better days. Like, I've had the same computer stand forever, or computer stand camera stand forever, so I could do the thing that this camera is designed to do and stick it there, and then, right, is that where you go? Is that how you do this thing? You have a thing where you go like right there we go, right? And then you can see the background behind me, which isn't a bad background. I have Castlevania and random painting, so maybe we'll do this. I don't know. At least I'm straight, I guess. Ooh, straight, haha. Sorry, I've been hanging out way too much with some people in this household. It was fun. Me and him used pressure wave data from Tonga volcano to show the Earth is round. Oh, that's a neat way to do that. I always do love creative ways to show the same thing. There's a word for that. Independent something or another. Independent verification, is that the one? We have like more than one way to demonstrate that something is true. I think classically, I want to say classically, but one of my favorite one is dendrochronology to show the age of the Earth. So you can use like rock dating plus dendrochronology to show that like it matches up pretty well. Haha. Of course, dendrochronology only goes back so long, but still, like you can do those kinds of things, and I think that's fun. I think that's great. Fun sciencey things. So I think we can move on pretty quick with stuff. I'm sitting here just holding coffee because why not? Concordance. That's what I knew there was a word for it. But it's fun stuff. I can hear my little man being cranky outside the room, but he doesn't get to come in because he's a nightmare all the time. All right, so housekeeping. There really isn't much housekeeping. Like, life is good. We're moving on with things. I did start taking notes on the Eric Dubay 123 through 125. I think I decided. So I did start taking notes on that. So things are moving on. Oh my goodness. Things are moving on. Things are happening. So that's very, very exciting. I hope I can actually do something with that. But yeah, things are happening. I'm very excited to get that working on. Maybe it'll be a good Sunday afternoon. I have a plan. I have a very lot of things that I need this Sunday afternoon, like cleaning my office because it's a fucking mess. Surprise, surprise. R&D does not clean his room. Sorry to disappoint you, whatever your name is, Jordan Peterson. But sometimes I don't feel like it. That's all. Any other news? I applied for grad school. I did a thing. I managed to do it again the right way this time around. So I applied for grad school. I have my applications are in, my recommendation letters are in. Now I just sit around and wait to get rejected from a program that I am my clinic as part of the teaching place of it. So that's kind of cool and fun, right? So that's about it. That's all I got. I really am working hard on the whatchamacallit, Eric Dubay stuff. So, and then I might go to college again. So I'll have 2 videos before I have mine done. Yes. So I will have 2 videos. You got, I mean, you saw the video. I do have, I don't even remember which ones you gave me, or even where are they. I do have one that Micro sent me like 3 years ago, 2 years ago, something like that, which he says he wants to update. I don't even remember what proofs you were tackling. I don't, where is your video? It's not on here, huh? I'll have to find it. I do still have it, but at some point you're gonna have to, yeah, if you want to see fresh content from microbogglenism, my channel is the place to be. So with all that said, I think we can move on to beer of the week real quick. Don't have a picture again, because we're still going through our pile of beers. So mystery box of beers by Raw Dog, Brewdog. Mystery pile of beers. I think last time we managed to get a good one with Iron Maiden, and Hoppy Xmas. I think we did Hoppy Xmas. Was the last time. So let's see what we get this time. I'm just gonna, at this point, I'm just gonna randomly reach in here and hope for the best rather than try to pick one, because mysteries are fun when we all play together. Oh, that one's upside down. So what did we pick today? We pick Embrace the Opaque. Ooh, that's a cool name. It's cool. It's a cool thing. Hazy Jane New England style IPA. Ooh, that's, I keep putting to the camera that they used to be over there. Hazy Jane, from Brewdog. Again, this is from Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. Does not have a description, so I'm guessing it's just a really hazy IPA. 7.1% alcohol. So let's see if this is any good. Hopefully, I gotta turn on a light, and like I'm so dark down here. And probably my glasses don't help that they're dirty and I can't see very well, and the light's reflecting off of everything, and everything's a mess because that's my life now. But yes, 132 and 133. I looked over the script and I want to make it a little better because I made a mistake and there were things that I could do better. Oh, okay. So we're like maybe a video or 2 away from seeing that, depending on how quickly I get things done, right? That's always the problem. How quickly can R&D get things done? Turn on the bisexual lighting. To turn on the bisexual lighting, I'm trying to figure out. I just have literally loose LED strips. Just sitting somewhere in this house. And I want to turn it on, but I got to figure out a good way to turn it on, which is why I was kind of experimenting with it last night at DnD, because I do have bisexual lighting. I would like to set it up. It's just wonky. I got to figure it out. Also, I got to put like a blackout curtain there, I think, because like sometimes during the stream, the light is really bright on me. Lighting is so difficult and unnecessary, and I hate it. But one of these days, I will figure it out and make it like a proper thing. I also got to figure out this microphone. I noticed that there's a lot of echo, and that's because I took off the whatchamacallit, the muffler thing and the pop filter. I took them both out because I move around this microphone a lot. So I gotta figure out a lot of things at once. It's a lot. Pretty much all I'm saying. It's a lot that needs to be figured out, especially because I need this to be movable from here to the couch where I usually play D&D. It's a lot. We should all just be blind. Honestly, it'd be easier. You all would make my life easier if that happened. That was bad. Ooh, that was probably bad. Okay, so with all of that said, let's try out this beer. I got distracted by lighting and not talking about beer. Let's see here. We got the Embrace the Opaque. Is it opaque? No. It's very it's the opposite of opaque. Which is clear. Oh no, I guess it's hazy. Okay, I see. Okay, I wouldn't call you opaque, but you are definitely okay. Fine, you know what? Fine. You can't see through it, so I guess it is opaque, but it's not opaque. Like I thought it was gonna be transparent. Thank you. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more the word I was looking for. I thought it was just going to be darker because it said opaque, but it's an IPA, so I don't know why I thought that. So let's see. Smells like hops. Definitely smells like hops, so that's a good thing. How is that? Is it okay? It's going to get an okay from me right now. It's not bad. That's for sure. But it's only gonna get it's not only gonna get that one. Lowell thought the big chunks of ice in the glass, but it was logos. Oh yeah, sorry. You know me, drinking ice with my beer. Oh god, that's disgusting. Just the thought about it made my brain hurt a little bit. Okay, it's not bad. I think I have to warm up to it, to be completely honest with you. that I gotta just sit here and like just get used to it a little bit. I'm trying to log on to Streamlabs so we can do a poll, and we can do the thing, but I can do that while I read off names. So today we added a couple videos from last week, and this is also like I can't read when my microphone is there. I got a lot of complaining to do today, and that's just how it is. Oh no, you don't have the right one. I do hate it how you do this. So why do you do this to me, thing? Like, I don't want you to go, like, I want you to always use the same file, which is always the same file in the same spot, which is down here. We are like, I can save it to the cloud and put it over here, which is like somewhat useful, but not the most useful thing in the world. There we go. Okay. New video menu for everyone. Look at that. I figured out how to get my old, whatchamacallit in there, my old font in there. Everything's looking fantastic all around, almost. Close enough. So, for this week, we got ourselves Immigration by ARTB. I believe that's the one where they sit around and tell us all about how immigration is bad and it's supposed to be like a liberal versus conservative, and somehow that's okay, but it's not. It's still just racism because it's ARTV, and that's like all that ARTV does. Then we got ourselves Interview with WHO by Random Cam, because Random Cam is someone I really should talk. I used to be a real big fan of Random Cam, and then I realized he's just sexism and probably racism. Strange name for number 2. It is a strange name for number 2. They don't know who they interview. Who knows? Secular Sharia by Computing Forever. Ruining Dark Souls by Ekman. Antichrist Ritual by Marty Leeds. And then the 2 new ones for this week is What is True Femininity by Stellar Thoughts. Ooh. So I was going to try to find a debate video to put on here, and he's still putting out videos. And one of his latest ones is like reading through a book or an article by some other flat earther, because that's like I guess a lot of his content right now is just stealing other flat earthers' content, which no one is surprised by, right? But because of that, I thought about it, but it was really boring, and like it really wasn't as exciting as I thought it was going to be. And it's a lot of rehash because Eric Dubé has really doesn't have a whole lot to say anymore, so he just rehashes the same things that he's been saying over and over again. So instead, in his favorites section of his channel, he has a lot of videos by this channel called Stellar Thoughts, and they are all a hoot. This was the first one that I found, but honestly, they might become a regular on here because they all just seem just absolutely hilarious. And The New World is Order by DSL Automatic. I don't know who they are. I saw the beginning of this and I was like, you look like fun. So that's why I threw it in there. Lots of fun. Can we get to watch episodes of Powerpuff Girls? Honestly, I wouldn't mind. All right, so I wouldn't mind watching an episode of Powerpuff Girls. They are amazing. That was a great show. I watched it in I watched the movie in theaters because I am a fucking nerd. All right, Streambot is here, Cloudbot is here. So if you would like to vote for any of the things, all you got to do is upside down I vote, and then the number, and you can go for that one. Marty Leeds getting the first vote of the night. Look at that. They are all good things. All good, all around. Also, the bright side is 6 and 7 are really short. So bright side, I'm trying to find short videos so that we can actually maybe get through them. That's a lie. Like, we're not going to get through them. I'm just going to pretend like we maybe can. They made a movie. Yeah, they had a Powerpuff Girls movie. It came out in like, I want to say early 2000s. I think I was in high school when it came out. I think. So I want to say early 2000s that it came out. It was a lot of fun. It was a very, it was just a fun movie. Like, that's really all there is to it. It was just neat, fun movie. It was the origin of Mojo Jojo and the origin of the Powerpuff Girls. Like, I think that was the story, is like, how do they become the Powerpuff Girls? So it was pretty neat. I enjoyed it. I went to go see it. It came out like the same time that like everyone was coming out with cartoon movies. Like, it's the same year that like Hey Arnold came out with a movie, and they had like the Rugrats with the Wild Thornberry movies, and I think even like Rocket Power got a movie. God, yeah. Like, it was that same like era where like all the cartoon shows were getting movies, and it was a really fun era. Yeah. It was also like the what was the other one? The like Digimon and stuff. Like, it was in that era where like Digimon was getting its movies like in theaters or whatever, and so was Pokemon. So I think it was in that like early 2000s, late 1990s era where we were getting movies in theaters for cartoon shows. So it was good. I liked it. I don't know. I was fucking a high schooler. What is a high schooler doing going to see a movie about Powerpuff Girls? You know, being me, apparently. Oh, so far it does look like we have even votes all around, which is fine. We can go through more than one, as we have been doing. We've been pretty good about making it through more than one, or just quitting halfway through because I'm like, no, this is too much nonsense. So I have warmed up to the beer. I'm gonna give it I warmed up to it, so I'm gonna give it like maybe a 5 or a 6. It's definitely not something that I don't think I would drink most of the time. Like, I think it's missing something. It's probably missing pretzels or something salty to go along with it. All right, Mike. Hi, Mike. How are you doing? Are you still among the 200 proofs? Yes, I am. I was just, you missed out a little bit when I announced that I started working on the next 3 proofs, I want to say. 23, 24, and 25, I think, are the next 3 that I will be tackling. Thankfully, one of the things that I did do forever ago is I actually did a lot of note-taking when I first watched and read through the 200 proofs, so I have those notes. It's not going to take me too long to like get those notes and get back into it. It's just going to be a matter of time for me to do it. So I just gotta do a little bit of working there. But yeah, I'm not going to give you a date because no, did I give a date last time? I did. I think you know what? I will give you a date just for you, Mike. I'm going to give you a date. I think I really want to get these done by the end of January because I do also want to move on with it. Like I want to get it done. I want it to be something that happens. So I'm going to give you the proof of the end of January, whenever that is, to try to get that to you. It's also a really good time for me to work on these things because I'm on winter break for college. I am only have to really work on my 9 to 5 or whatever. And that's about it. So I have a lot of free time to work on other things, which is great. So I'm gonna probably try to really work on those. I also have nothing to do at work at the moment because I don't have a case, so I can spend a lot of time reading Eric DeBay's proofs at work and writing things out at work, which I think is how I tackled the first 100 and something. End of January is at the end of January. That's good. That is good. I am glad the time is functioning in this like progressive way, incremental way, where the end of January happens at the end of January. I would be very concerned if it didn't, I suppose. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna go with. And like I said, I have the time to do it now, so it's a good time for me to try to work on these things. All right, and I think with that said, the poll is done. So, oh no, don't want to switch things over here. I clicked the wrong thing. You can no longer vote. And that's fine. You know what? Let's stick you over here. Maybe that'll make my life easier. Number 7 won by 50% of the vote. So we're going to start with number 7. Not going to lie, number 7's pretty short. So I'm okay with it being, with us just starting with that. Like you worked in a linear way. Oh, you like that time is working in a linear way. now I am enjoying time working in a linear way. In case you don't know, you should watch the nonsense that I've been doing for my players for the last couple of years in D&D, where I have been messing with their time. With time, because I can, and it's fun. It's a fun thing to do. Okay, so who was it? It was... Oh, okay, I remember now. This one, for whatever reason, I couldn't quite download onto... I couldn't quite download it, so we're gonna have to watch this straight out of YouTube, which is fine, I think. I think it should be fine, but it also means that now I gotta actually put it on there, and I don't have it downloaded like I thought I did. So let's grab you, and we will go to Google Chrome. Streamlabs, there we go. That one, we will turn this off. Ooh, get this a little bit better. It's a little wonky, and that's okay. We are super professional here and do super professional stuff all the time. Bam. Okay, I'm gonna grab that video. My goodness, video 2. Be helpful, video 2. There it is. Yeah, so this guy's name, I'm not gonna lie, like I said, I already watched the beginning of this, and you think you know what you're getting yourself into, but you don't, because I didn't. I was surprised. It was a very happy surprise to bump into what this video is actually about. So, here we go. You know, you did it. Professional is I'm professional. Let's see, is that actually playing? And it's really loud on my end, so I'm gonna turn this down a little bit for me. I keep looking at that. Like, I fixed Streamlabs. Ooh, it might not be playing because different. I'm gonna hit play. You all tell me if you can hear that or not. No, you can't. You cannot. Oh no. What do I have to grab to make it work? See, this is the problem. I used to have it working, and now I forgot how to do that. Media source. Is this what I want? Audio output. No. Which one is it? Oh no. I don't remember what this is called. Audio input capture? Is that the one? Okay, let's see if it'll work this time. I don't know. Sorry for the messing of everything up here, because I just don't remember how to do anything right now.
We have before us the opportunity to forge
there it is.
For ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
Bush said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order.
The affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order.
Okay, so just so you all know, this is about the new world order, and we know it's about the new world order because lots and lots of presidents said new world order. So, which honestly, like, part of me is like, why would you ever say that, presidents of the United States? Why would you ever use those words, new world order? Only because, like, you know that there are fucking weirdos out there who are gonna be like, haha, we're gonna take this we're gonna make this be a conspiracy rather than just being whatever the hell they meant. I don't even know what they meant, to be honest. Maybe I don't know what they meant. And I'm always, it's one of those, like, whatchamacallit, like, faux pas for, like, it's such a weird little faux pas for people to do that's unnecessary. Like, you unnecessarily made people's lives more complicated than it really needs to be. And that sucks, and I really don't like it. But with that said, let's continue a little bit more. Figure out what is going on. Oh no, I lost my thing. Go. There we go. But now comes the best part, the absolutely best part about this, about why I wanted to do this one. Ready?
Come to the new world disorder, where hoarders of wealth use health to close borders. People terrified so they comply and follow orders.
It's a fucking rap song. I love it. It's terrible rap. Rick Richard, as president, I would like a new world order. Who where wrote this shit? I know, right? So yes, it's great. How would they know that? They barely know that there's an internet. I know, right? All right. So yes, this whole thing, fucking mwah. Okay, there's a lot. I'm gonna point this out because I think, and I don't know for sure because I'd have to do more digging into this person's channels, and I really don't want to. Right? Is he is being so far he's been critical of 2 Democrats and one Republican, right? Even though, and I say this even though. Because like the first kind of lyrics here was like, we're going to use a pandemic to close borders or whatever. Like the first person who wanted to do that was Trump, who's a Republican. And not to say that he's up, like that fucking Democrats are doing any better, right? But they like the one who really did it this time was Trump, and there's like I don't think any going to be any criticism about him because I'm pretty sure this is a Trump supporter, and I just want to point that out because I'm pretty sure it's funny. All right, so let's find out.
Tis in a sacrificial slaughter. Safety's what they begging for, but danger's what they headed toward. A world in which freedom is based on social credit scores. Gotta trust.
So like social credit scores, like okay, so I think that's I think that's real, not in the U.S., right? But that's a real thing. I should look it up. Hey, look, we can look things up. Social credit scores. No, that's not how they spell. Does anybody do them? Somebody does them, right? There's like a country. The Hill says it's coming soon. So this I'm sure China's social credit system is a combination of government business surveillance that gives citizens a score. Okay, so China's the one who does it. I knew that it was like a thing. I also think that it's like a thing in like whatever Black Mirror, and so everyone's gonna be like, haha, it's true. Me, white boy who doesn't have a something. Yeah, so is there gonna be a social credit score? Doubt. Like it's one of those things that I feel like since there was like that one episode in Black Mirror like 5 years ago, whatever, everyone's been talking about it being implemented. When it hasn't, like it's like so many other doom things, right? Like it hasn't been implemented. I honestly, like I don't ever think it would be in like we can't even fucking pass like sensible gun laws or sensible whatchamacallit laws, sensible gun laws or sensible vaccine anythings, right? Like we can't even pass those, let alone fuck it, we can't even do like anything about global change or like the build back better like thing. Like we can't do shit, right? Like we can't do anything. So the fact that people think that that's remotely a possibility is hilarious. Like why do you think it's remotely like we can't do shit as it is? What makes you think that somehow we're going to pass this one really crazy overarching like system that we could even implement? The UIS doesn't have a nice centralized system to allow for that. It really doesn't, right? We can't even fucking do healthcare. Like we can't even do healthcare. We can't even do that, which is something that's incredibly popular and a lot of people want. We can't even fucking do that, let alone are you going to somehow pass like a social credit system. Like what the reality that a lot of people live in where they're like, yeah, no, this is something that'll reasonably be going to happen. No, it's not going to reasonably happen. Ugh.
The science and the ones who check the facts. Free thinking is a crime and you are guilty until Vaxx. New world is.
You're guilty until Vaxx. Like, again, Jesus fucking Christ. The Supreme Court is like taking down or is challenging like, already shot down vaccine mandates for anyone but like medical professionals. And people are like pushing like this isn't happening. Like this isn't going to happen. The video is pretty loud compared to I can turn it down. It is pretty loud on my ears too. I can turn that down a little bit. Like that is a God, I wish. Right? Like I wish we were competent enough to be able to pull something. Like we're not competent. Like the US is just not competent enough to pull this off. That's part of the problem. Like it just is not competent enough. All right.
Disorder is a plague upon humanity. Fear and paranoia, so the norm is now insanity. Well-known liars telling us to trust the science, but when reputable scientists defy it, they are silent.
Reputable scientists are silence. I want to see. There's a list here of reputable scientists that are silent. Who are these people? The most effective and efficient way to stop the dissemination of harmful information is to depat from the most highly visible repeat offenders who we term the disinformation dozen. This would also include organizations these individuals control or fund, as well as backup accounts they have established to evade removal. Joseph Marcola, don't know who that is. Robert Kennedy Jr., Ty and Charlene Bollinger, Sherry Tenpenny. That sounds really familiar. Did we do a thing on her? We did do a thing on her. She's like, oh, I remember her, kind of. She's like a full-out anti-vaxxer. Like, she denies science a whole lot. Erin Elizabeth, Rashid Butler, Sayer G, Kelly Brogan, Ben Typer, Kevin Jenkins. So, why, okay. But when reputable scientists defy it, they are silenced. So, it's one, they're not reputable scientists. Let's start with that one. They're not reputable scientists, right? Like, that's the first one, right? They're just not. The second part is they're not being silenced for contradicting, like, they're not being silenced for contradicting the science, right? They are being silenced for the sheer fact that they're spewing bad science or not science or misinformation science, right? If they had good science, that'd be another thing, but they really don't. Yes, these aren't science, they're deplatformed barely. There is a difference. And by being deplatformed, right? Like, this just really, like, the fact that like half of like Facebook doesn't give a damn, Twitter doesn't give a damn. They're not being silenced for, there's no reason for anyone to be silenced. They're not being silenced, right? They're just not getting, like, they can still say their shit. The difference is that people aren't paying attention to them because they're saying crazy shit, right? No one is silencing them. And they're not, and nobody is saying that they should be deplatformed for contradicting science. They're being deplatformed by the guy that engineered the mRNA virus is silenced for the guy who engineered the mRNA virus. I would love to see that. Who engineered an mRNA virus? I'm sure lots of people have, or not lots of people. I'm sure there's more than one. Oh God, my side. The guy that engineered. Yeah. So tell me who that was, and we can look it up. I always love looking people up and seeing how they're being silenced. If I can, here's the thing: if you give me a name and I can Google it, and they have a Twitter account or YouTube account, Dr. Malone, Dr. Malone, Dr. Malone. I would more than happy, right? Like, and like, this is the same nonsense that like Eric Dubay and stuff tries to say all the time, which is that that like that people are just being silenced for saying the same things, right? Like this actually I was listening to my last video on Dubay, and he literally makes the same argument, which is that flat earthers are silenced because they are speaking against the truth, rather than the fact that they're not being silenced for so no one's taking them seriously because so that's like they don't because of their nonsense. Okay, Robert Wallace Malone is an American virologist and immunologist. His work has focused on mRNA technology, pharmaceutical and drug repurposing research. During the COVID-19 pandemic, he has been criticized for misinformation about the safety and efficacy of COVID-19 vaccines. Let's go for the Daily Beast, because why not? Why not? Let's see if this is showing up in a good way. It is, yeah. I've never heard of a flurfer being silenced. Yeah, no, that's my point. Like, flurfers don't get silenced either. Like, flat earthers aren't. How are you comparing a flurfer to anything? Because it's the same situation. I will pull up that video because it's hilarious. It's also the thing I have. So okay, so he's being so let's talk about this, right? This man is being silenced. This is from 2022, right? So he's being silenced by appearing on Fox News. Like, and what Fox News is the biggest, right? Like the biggest network show or news show or whatever it is. That is not being if you were on Fox News, you are not in any way in any way being silenced. Like, you're just on. Let's watch this. Why not? Let's watch this like silencing. We're gonna stop your ad. Let's watch him be silenced on Fox News. Like, I want to see how this is silencing.
vaccines and COVID policies medically and culturally dangerous. And they also claim Spotify, by hosting the podcast, is responsible for a sociological...
Oh, look at Joe Rogan being silenced and canceled by being on Fox News and being talked about like a hero.
...issue of devastating proportions. Joining me now is Dr. Malone, who, of course, was on that podcast with Joe Rogan, and Alex Berenson, author of Pandemia. Dr. Malone, I thought scientists were supposed to ask questions and test assumptions.
Okay, I could go more, and I might. But this man is clearly not being silenced in any way, shape, or form. The motherfucker has an interview on Fox News. Like, you are not silenced if you have an interview on Fox News. Like, that you're whatever crazy shit you're saying, you will get to say it to a whole lot of people. Like, how many people watch Fox News? That's not how you spell watch. Fox News, right? 2.5 million viewers, right? And that's like probably not an average or whatever. But if you are somehow getting yourself to 2.5 million viewers, you are not in any way, shape, or form silenced. Like, oh no. Watch Joe Rogan to the Twitter ban. Okay, getting banned on Twitter is also not getting silenced. Like, no. Like, clearly he's not being silenced. He's not being censored. Like, no. And again, this is exactly what Flipper's saying. We're gonna go do that because it's hilarious, right? Like, this isn't at all what's going on. He is probably a complete quack, and we'll probably see this. Should I watch the Joe Rogan Experience with Mud? No, I'm not going to watch Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is a transphobic, anti-vaxxing nut job who I want nothing to do. Like, yes, Twitter is that worthless. It really is. Like, I'm not, like, I will watch him to debunk his shit, but it's not something worth watching. Like, Joe Rogan is not something worth watching. Only for the sheer entertainment of me laughing at Joe Rogan, because God, oof, he's so bad. What was that? Okay, we can listen to a little bit more of this. What else was I going to look up? I was going to look up something else.
Now that's being called dangerous misinformation.
Right. In particular, one of the leaders here is Eric Topol. What's important, I'm amazed that the press has picked this up. This is only 270 people, and they're medical writers, nurses, all kinds of people. Mm-hmm. In contrast, the declaration in the Physicians International Alliance of...
Okay, so he's gonna go by numbers, because he's like, I can get more numbers than you. My numbers are bigger than your numbers. Ha 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 ha. Anti-vaxxer? Yes, no, he's an anti-vaxxer. Like, I'm not gonna fucking mince words about like, if you believe the same shit that anti-vaxxers do, you are an anti-vaxxer. Like, that's it. Like, I'm not gonna mince words about it. I'm not gonna be playing nice with COVID anti-vaxxers and then think they're just asking questions, or they just have concerns. Again, this is same oh, I was gonna watch my own video. Same fucking tactics that flat earthers use, where they say, like, look at, everyone just makes fun of us, and everyone just calls, like, tells us that we're stupid and whatnots, and all we're doing is just asking questions, but we're going against the science, so therefore we get silenced. Like, no, that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening remotely. It's just that if you're going to be like, if you're gonna say silly shit, you gotta also be like, you're going to be responsible for the shitty consequences that your shitty shit gets. Like, that's just how that works. And just, it's an equal, it's just as much as a flat earth. Is this not the video I wanted? Who knows? Let's keep watching it. No, this is not the one I wanted. Go back to my channel. Sorry, I'm looking for my own videos, because if I remember, I just watched this, and if I remember right, there it is. Eric Dubay pretty much makes the exact same argument about being silenced. And I really wanna read through that. Nope. I think this is it. So we'll watch that in a second here. So yeah, no, it's the same nonsense. It's the same nonsense. Like I'm not going. Of all cause, why are 7 of all COVID cases now vaxxed? I'm sorry, what? Why are okay? Yeah, why do most car fatalities happen in cars with airbags? Why do most fatalities on motorcycles happen with people who aren't wearing helmets? Like it's almost as if being vaccinated works, which is why most of the people dying of COVID aren't vaccinated. Like that's why. It's because they're not vaccinated. Like that's how that shit works. That's what vaccines do. Like you're complaining that vaccines are doing their job. That's what they're doing. They're doing their job. Can you go to Debunk Funk with Dr. Wilson? He has a good rundown of Malone's background and what he said on Joe Rogan show. Yeah. So okay, so let's we're gonna watch me first, or not me. We're gonna watch Eric Dubay first because he says he literally has the same argument, and I think it's worth listening to the fact that he had the same argument.
122, quoting Alan Daves. If the government or NASA had said to you that the Earth is stationary, imagine that. And then imagine we are trying to convince people that no, it's not stationary. It's moving forward at 32 times rifle bullet speed and spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. We would be laughed at. We would have so many people telling us, you're crazy, the Earth's not moving. We would be ridiculed for having no scientific backing for this convoluted moving Earth theory. And not only that, but then people would say, oh, then how do you explain a fixed calm atmosphere and the sun's observable movement? How do you explain that? Imagine saying to people, no, the atmosphere is moving also, but is somehow magically velcroed to the moving Earth. The reason is not simply because the Earth is stationary. So what we are actually doing is what makes sense. We are saying that the moving Earth theory is nonsense. The stationary Earth theory makes sense, and we are being ridiculed. You've got to picture it being the other way around to realize just how ridiculous the situation is.
Okay, there you go. Same argument. Like, we're getting made fun of for being flat earthers. Like, that we're being made fun of for being flat earthers, and we're not being listened to for being flat earthers, and that's too bad. Like, that's the same fucking argument. We're being made fun of for being anti-vaxxers. We're just questioning science. I've said this so many times that skepticism has really 2 steps, and everyone gets the first step right, which is you question things, right? You sit there and you question things, and everyone gets that. Everyone's like, yeah, I'm gonna sit there and question this and this and that, right? The second step, and it's a step that everyone fucking misses, is that the second step is that you have to actually change your mind when evidence is presented to you, right? Like, you can question science. Sure, go ahead and question science. But when the science is presented to you, if you refuse to change your mind, then you're not engaging in skepticism, right? You're engaging in something else that's not skepticism. You're pretty much just being like, no, I'm going to ignore the science in favor of keeping my own worldview. Okay, no. So, no, 75% of all COVID cases are vaccinated, past tense. 75% of all COVID cases are vaccinated? That is a lie. Like, we're going to look that up. It's exactly, but that's not true. What percentage of COVID cases are vaccinated? Vaccinated US. Let's start with the US, right? Oofda. Should we use the CDC? I don't like using the CDC because the CDC is fucking see if I can find results in anywhere of COVID vaccinations. Should we try this one? Let's try this one. Do you have it? Oh, okay. Daily count, daily moving. So this is how many people are vaccinated. Not how many people who die of it are actually Which COVID cases are from vaccinated. Trying to find a good article. COVID cases via vaccinated status. If someone can also help me find this, it would probably be helpful because me reading things. The second part of the dashboard. Okay. Locally outbreaks testing. Local. What should I do? Here we go. Here's a nice little total doses administered. People vaccinated within the last dose. Number of population with vaccine, at least one dose. People fully vaccinated. Number of fully vaccinated. People vaccinated with booster. Again, this only talks about people who are vaccinated, not the amount of cases. So, gosh, someone else can help me. That would be great. Otherwise, give me a link to where you got this information. That would also be great. Either way, because search engines are blocking them from being oh my Kaiser, you have gone like way rabbit hole conspiracy theorist like there. Okay. Send me the info. Send me wherever it is. Why, if so many people are being vaccinated, why are the numbers higher? Because people. That's okay. That's a very silly question. It's because we don't have anything put in place to stop people from getting sick, and people are being stupid and going, me included, and going out and getting sick. That's why. Okay, let's see. Okay, COVID cases, U.S. I'm trying way too hard. I would really just prefer it if you told me exactly where you found this this information. But I'm really having a hard time finding the thing that I want, which is all regions, all time new cases, deaths. I really wish that I could find the, like, you're gonna have to probably give it to me because I really do not know where you're getting the statistic of like people with vaccines are the ones that are like 75% of the people who are in who are dying of COVID are vaccinated. That would be absolutely fantastic information if you could actually give me that. I'm gonna go with probably you can't, because otherwise you can definitely try. Or give me whatever it is you search for it, whatever it is you do. COVID vaccine effectiveness. I don't know, what do you have? Over supernova vision. Doesn't quite get me. Doesn't really get me the information that I'm looking for. So I'm gonna leave it up to you, Kaiser, to actually get me the information that you're. So I can't post link here. You have to edit. That's okay. Just tell me what search engine. Look, give me the name of the article that you found, and I'll Google that one. Exactly. Like if you push anti-vaxxer stuff, you are an anti-vaxxer. I'm not gonna be nice nor mince my words about that. Like if you say anti-vaxxer shit, you are an anti-vaxxer. That's it. Like that's how that works. Like it's I'm not gonna mince words. This pandemic has been going on for way too long because of anti-vaxxers and people just asking questions. And so if you're gonna be that person, then you just fall into that group. That's how it is. I was supposed to look up somebody. And I already lost track of that, but I forgot where it was. So whoever sent me the thing that I should look up somebody, tell me who it was again. So yeah, just tell me the link of the person that what you wanna see. I will look up that article, no problem. Hell, put it in without the .com. I'll add the .com in my browser. You'll be fine.
Silence. Come here, let me whisper in your ear. The real pandemic is of ignorance and fear. It should be crystal clear that this ain't about health. It's all about control and a transfer of wealth. Cancer.
Okay. God, I honestly every time somebody's like has every time somebody has a goodish point. I shouldn't say a good point because it's not a good point. A goodish point about pandemics. So, is the pandemic about transferring of wealth? No, I think the response to the pandemic is definitely a transfer of wealth. capitalism has certainly taken great advantage of this pandemic, and I think will continue to, as long as capitalism exists. They don't really give a fuck if you die, as long as you die making money for them, not for yourself, obviously. So slight like grainish of truth there. I don't think the pandemic is made to give people money. I think the pandemic response is definitely has made lots of people rich who have done absolutely nothing to deserve it. So yeah, post the link without the .com. That's all you got to do.
Cells spreading rapidly
the
and violently. The tragic ironies, the deadliest virus is tyranny. Bodily autonomy's a fundamental right violated.
Okay, bodily autonomy is a fundamental right. I love this because it's probably, and I really am assuming a whole lot, but that's okay. It's probably by a bunch of people who don't believe in bodily autonomy, right? Like they believe it in this one instance, but otherwise they don't give a fuck. And also like, capitalism has nothing to do with the pandemic. It's communism. Communism country of the US. Oh yes. Everybody knows how communistic the US is. Like, oh goodness, so much communism in the US all the time. That's yeah. Okay. Government taking taxpayer money and then giving it to hospital admins and rich white liberals. You can move to China at any time. You can move to whatever fucking country you want to. I'm not saying, what does that even mean? You can move to your country, like a country you prefer. Like, why do I have to move? I'm not the one complaining about communism. You are. The CCP demographic solution. I don't know what that means. Okay, so yeah, no, that's hilarious. Oh, that is a joke. Goodness gracious. Government taking taxpayer money. So, okay. Government taking taxpayer money and giving it to corporations. I don't know what CCP is. I can look it up. Government taking taxpayer money and giving it to hospital admins is like quite literally like capitalism. That's what capitalism has been doing for a while. Community College of Philadelphia. Oh, Chinese Communist Party. Yes, the Chinese Communist Party. Because you know, famously the US has the Chinese Communist Party as its ruling party all the time. Famously, right? That's why it is. But yeah, no, capitalism very much so takes tax. Like, that's what they've been doing. What do you think subsidies are? That's what they've been doing for fucking ever. This is what the USSR Common Core. You have like gone down this one gish gallopy like rabbit hole nonsense. Like, you have thrown out so many claims, have backed up zero of them. Like, you have zero evidence. Beijing Biden takes orders from Kai? What? Zero backing for any of the things that you have said, right? Like, not at all have you made any attempt to prove the things that you have said. You have said a lot of things that are either demonstrably wrong or have absolutely no evidence for them. That somehow, I guess, the USSR wrote Common Core. Where's your evidence for that? Who knows? You just saw that on a meme on Facebook and you're like, haha, I'm gonna throw it in and call myself a skeptic. Here you go. What was the other one that you had? You still haven't shown me. You've moved on because you have moved on, and I know you've moved on because you have no evidence for it. This idea that 75% of the people who are dying of COVID are vaccinated. You have made that one. You have like taken over. You couldn't prove that one right, so you just like moved on, right? Like, I'm still waiting for that. I'm still waiting for that, right? And you're not going to, because you don't have it, right? If you did, people have been incredibly helpful to you in the chat about how you could post something here, right? Like how you could do it. I have asked you numerous times to let me know what the name of the article is, and I will gladly look up the name of the article. You can, so there's multiple ways for you to do this, and you are refusing to do any of them. My guess is because you really don't, you don't have the evidence. So you're just gonna move on and talk about how the USSR wrote Common Core. Another thing that, that I would love to see you actually do. So all the things that I would that'll like to number. I'm sorry. We're playing 4D chess today. So this is such a great little this is such a great little case study on how like the conspiracy trope goes, right? Like you start off by saying a thing. When you can't back it up, you just move on to the next thing. When you can't back up, you move on to the next thing. Eventually you're just like, no, I'm just so smart that you can't see it, right? Like, it's not that I'm not meeting your burden of the burden of evidence that we should all rely on. It's that I'm too smart for you to understand the things that you're saying. All right, bud. You can go play your 4D chess, right? Like, go ahead and play your 4D chess or whatever it is you got to tell yourself about what you're doing. It's that, like, I don't think Kaiser can play 1D chess. I don't think so either. At the point we're at, right? F Trump, the best president I real ever had. Okay. So you just, Israel ever had. Oh, no, 100%. It was the best president Israel ever had. I'm not going to entirely disagree with you on that. But again, all presidents have been pretty good to Israel. Go free Palestine. I'm all for, but, I'm not for that. But hey, we're going to go straight into the, like, I'm going to say free Palestine, right? But the chat is going to be anti-Semitic. So when I say I agree with that, I'm not going down the Jews rule everything anti-Semitism garbage that is being thrown around in the chat. Like, that is anti-Semitism. But for being free Palestine, I'm all for that. I don't think but it's not like any other president. Like, most presidents have been very good to Israel. It's what they do. It's not good. Never heard of Palestine, never heard of that country. Of course not. So with that said, let's see. We were on a little bit more of this nonsense. So let's listen to this guy some more.
Every day by governmental oversight, and it ain't nothing new. For over 50 years, the drug war been telling us what we can and can't do with our body and our minds. This is not the first time the government committed crimes, cause it's violent by design.
Oh yeah, again, wow, like not. I hate agreeing with people, but you're not wrong. Video. You're not wrong. The government is bad about controlling people's body. Like, it's not. You're not wrong. Or having you have a vaccine overstepping that, we can sit around and have an argument about it. There's a big difference between the drug war and having a vaccine. Like, it's not. I'm not anti-Semitic. Do you have Palestine friends? Do you have Palestinian friends? Is that why you're not anti-Semitic? Because you have Palestinian friends. My body, my choice, except for vaccine mandates. Again, you can choose not to. You can choose not to take the vaccine. No one's. What vaccine? Like, I really want to know what vaccine mandate you're talking about. Like, what vaccine mandate has been passed that is getting you all flustered? Like, tell me of one state, one law that has been passed that is forcing you to get a vaccine. What? Tell me about that. Like, I want to know what we're entirely moving on past the 75%, right? Because we don't have any answers for that. We have zero evidence for that. So that's a bunch of bullshit. Yay. We have zero evidence for the USSR running COVID or writing Common Core. So, Australian. Okay. So Australia has, you can't leave your house. So let's look that up, because we made another claim. Does Australia have a vaccine mandate? Let's find out. Western Australia adopts mandatory COVID vaccine policy. Ooh, look at that. It does. And I'm willing. Hey, here's that part about skepticism that I spend all the time. Like, I question what you said. Now I'm going to read an article about it, and if it changes my mind, I'm going to change my mind about it. Mandatory policy for a majority of occupations and workforces in Western Australia will be introduced and phased approach to prepare the community for expecting a transmission. COVID-19. What is this from? November 19. So there's probably more than that. Who is affected? Group 1. Vaccine mandates have already been announced for the following that fall within this category: hotel quarantine workers, ports, residential aged care workers, mission critical police, hospitals, primary and community health, cross-border freight workers, flying in and out mission category that will not be included. Border and air transport will now also include staff working in remote Aboriginal communities, especially in the non-resident communities, care service, corrective services, remaining Australian police, fire and emergency services, arbiters, and meat processing. Okay, so I will let you know that there are, apparently you have to be vaccinated if you are part of this group. This doesn't seem to be an all-encompassing vaccine mandate. It seems to be, I'm going to use the good old-fashioned argument that conservatives like to use, which is, if you don't like it, get a different job, right? Like, that's the whole thing, right? Get a different job, move to a different country. If you don't like it in Australia, go somewhere else. Like, okay, you don't like it, go somewhere else. Doesn't quite seem to be a entire tell me one state. All Democrat-run cities in the U.S. Okay. YouTube search. Okay, so you're giving me one example, right? That's great. I love what is it? A personal anecdotes. I love anecdotes. Anecdotes make for really great science. Where I come from, it's called tyranny. Oh no, having jobs make expectations of you is called tyranny. Okay, let's see. Citywide vaccine mandates. Any city. So okay, you said Democrat run. So let's do LA. Let's have this vaccine mandate. Let's see where there are articles, proof of links. That's a thing. LA Times. Enforcement begins today on this vaccine requirements. So what are the requirements of this vaccine that apparently is going to make everyone lose it? I mean, earlier, Kaiser, you were like, "Hey, just move to China if you don't, if you want communism." Well, I mean, if you really if you don't like any of this shit, just move somewhere else, right? Move to, I don't know, what's a country that doesn't have any of these things? Go move there. Go move somewhere else. You don't like it so much, go move somewhere else, right? That was your whole advice to me. There, listen to your own goddamn advice. Why are you here complaining about it? Fucking pack up your shit and move. If that's your solution to my problems, why not do it yourself? Customers can either briefly use the restroom or pick up takeout orders. Okay, medical reasons. Here we go. Among them, restaurant, bars, coffee shops, live performance venues, tattoo and piercing, sports arenas, convention centers, exhibition halls, and museums, tasting rooms, breweries, waters, food courts. The city's program covers many settings. Does allow exemption for religious and recent negative coronavirus tests. Okay. But businesses must require such customers to use outdoor facilities or show evidence of recent negative coronavirus tests to come inside if no outdoor air is available. So this vaccine mandate, right? I want to understand. This is a vaccine minder, right? Where apparently you have to be vaccinated or you cannot, I don't know, live your life in bars in LA, right? That has exceptions for religious reasons, medical reasons, or you have a negative test. So if you don't want to get vaccinated, there are options for you, right? Like, and so far, the worst thing that it seems to be happening here is that you can't go eat at a restaurant. And somehow you're like, that's tyranny, that I can't go to a business without doing the things that business asked me to do, right? And it really makes me wonder where all the complaint was about no shoes, no entries, where the complaint is about fucking, like, so many other things, right? Where the complaint is about not being able to go to strip clubs unless you're 21, 18, depending on the state. All these fun things. Oh, did we find? Oh, okay. We found an article. Is it the right article? Who knows? Let's find out. I don't want to go back to YouTube. I clicked on a thing. I want to go here. I want to go to this site. Page not found. Oh no. I cannot go there. I don't know it's because I'm clicking it in the wrong spot or not, which I might be. Yes.
I texted you.
I'm not responding.
Yeah. So, I need to get Lena one.
No, I'm good. Thank you very much. Okay. Enjoy the Lenas. Where's the thing? Where's the article? I had it. There it is. Haha. Come to me, article. All right, let's put it back over on this other site. Nope. Okay. Here it is. Australia adopts. Oh, this is the one I was reading. Yeah, that's the article I was reading. So hasn't gotten there yet. Emergency use authorization. No shoes, no entry actually is an injury insurance issue. People drunk stepping on the glass shards and injure them. Practical. Okay. It's okay. Are we serious here? It's practical. Oh no. It's practical. Yes, it is a practical thing to do. So is not getting everyone sick. Like, Jesus Christ. And again, you don't have to do that. Like, even in the what of, like you said, this was in all cities, right? Even in all cities, you don't have to participate in it. You can go get a negative test and then go fucking enjoy your meal. That's it. I'm sure that businesses also don't want to be, responsible for like let's take this from a business point of view, right? Like, you're all Democrat cities and all of them. The example gives us an exception, but all Democrat cities. Let's think of this from a business point of view, right? Let's, for example, like, why would a business not want to protect their employees from getting sick, right? Like, if your employees are sick, that's somebody who's got to be out for the day, and people are already out a whole lot. Like, people are already out sick, and you are upset that businesses have to protect their employees from getting sick. Which, if they don't get sick, then they could stick around and make more money for them, right? Like, it's a safety concern just as much as, like, stepping on your toes or stepping on glass or whatever when you're not wearing shoes. It's a safety concern. Like, if you're going to enter in this place, we don't want you to get hurt, and we don't want you to get our employees hurt. So, like, what? Biggest money grab. This is hilarious. They were managing for us to go back to college in person, but they went back to distance. So shrug. No, right? All Democrat cities. All Democrat cities have this weird exception where you don't have to do it. It's funny. It's funny how these how we moved on from demonstrating absolutely nothing to demonstrating absolutely nothing. It's been a great chat. With that, I am going to take a quick break. Switch out a beer and whatnot. So enjoy yelling at each other in the chat. This is a fun conversation for me. I get to enjoy this. Vaccines are terrible for pharma companies, but sure. Pretty sure all rich people, or all crazy rich people are everywhere. So enjoy some art and enjoy some royalty-free music, and I'll be right back. And we're back. Sorry, I forgot to turn on the music. That was bad. You all sat there in silence. Not okay. I'm sure you had plenty to talk about from the looks of it. So hello, Gio. How are you doing today? I heard your stream went really well. So good for you. Hair's up in a man bun today, so we're gonna definitely spice things up. Okay. Second beer of the week before we move. Oh man, my sides. Before we go on any longer, we have another IPA called Lightspeed. We'll just get through this shit real quick so we can get to. And that's really that lighting. Ugh. That lighting. It's called Lightspeed Brewdog. It's lighter than the last one. It's hazy. We're with natural flavors. We're gonna get through this real quick so that we can move on with things. Yeah. Oh yeah. You can also tweet if you have the tweets. You can tweet anything you want to me, buddy. Tweet at Rhetoric&Discourse. You can also do upside down eye Twitter and get my Twitter handle. You can feel free to tweet me whatever you would like. You can also email me things at rhetoric&discourse@gmail.com. All the things. That's not as good. The other one was tolerable. This one kind of tastes like soap. Oh wow. Okay, let's listen to a little bit more of our lovely friend over here. I was gonna look up if Minneapolis had a COVID a vaccine mandate. Apparently every city, every blue city has one. Regulation approve of vaccine negative tests. Again, negative tests, man. These negative tests are great. Updating requirements to proof a full vaccine or negative test before entering an establishment that serves food, drink, or Minneapolis. So again, you don't have to get vaccinated. So like all of these places with vaccine mandates. So there are. I'm gonna just admit things. You are right that a lot of these places do have vaccine mandates, but all of them seem to also have this like condition where it's okay to be like to not be vaccinated as long as you have a negative test, right? Which makes it kind of a thing like this isn't forcing you to get a vaccine in any way, shape, or form. If you can just show a negative test, and considering how tests are free and well, maybe not as readily available now, but are usually readily available, then like, okay. Calling it tyranny is calling it a bit much, but okay. All right, but we will move on to the New World Order.
Welcome to the New World Disorder, where hoarders of wealth use health to close borders.
Okay. It's really frustrating. This song is frustrating, and not for the reasons that I think it should be frustrating, right? It's that I do love the fact that you're like arguing with a microbiologist about things. It's hilarious. Nurses are being fired for any reason. Yeah. So what's your point? It's I'm gonna use the capitalist libertarian talking point here. Like if you live in an at-will state, like that's what happens. I can get fired from my job for any reason too. What's your point? Like I can get fired for without reason. Like like I can just get fired. Like I don't understand your point. Like the hospital that I work at has you need to be vaccinated to work there. If you're going to work a bunch of there, and that's not the only, right? Like that's not even the only vaccine requirement that I have. Like I have to have so many vaccines to work at my job. Along with like I have a tetanus vaccine, I have a hepatitis, I have what was the other one that I had to get? I don't have to get the flu vaccine, but they are highly recommended. And then I have this next one, right? What exactly is your point? Like, oh no. Play like they quit by refusing them termination papers. Again, like that's like fired for refusing to wash your hands before surgery. Like I don't like you want to both defend businesses and not defend them. Like it's like I don't like at-will states, right? Like at-will states are fucking bullshit. I think they should give you a reason and you should get an adequate amount of time to before you're fired, right? Like I don't think you should ever be fired, but the entirety of the country is at will. Like they can fire you for any reason. That hasn't changed. Like the fact that they're giving you a reason is actually more of an improvement than like the regular rules on at will states are, which is they can just fire you. They can just be like, no, go, like, I for whatever reason, you're gonna get fired. Like, that's just how the system works, and that sucks. But that's not new. When you're pretending as if this is like a new thing that, like, oh no, hospitals have requirements for their staff, and you're gonna get fired if you don't follow the regulations. Like, what? Like, I have to. Speaking because, again, work at a hospital. I have to every year do compliance training on a bunch of different things. Infectious diseases, bloodborne pathogens, fire training, like what to do in case of a fire, what to do, cybersecurity, right? Like, I have to do all of these things, and if I don't do them, they will fire me. They will fire me for not going through these trainings. The difference is I'm not sitting here being like playing the victim about the fact that I chose not to participate in it. Like, oh no, I'm gonna choose not to participate in training. I am such a victim. My job fired me. Like, no, I'm not the victim. Those were my fucking like, take personal responsibility, Kaiser. Like, these nurses should take fucking personal responsibility then. Like, you are not, the choices aren't being taken away from them. They still have a choice. They have a choice to be vaccinated or not be vaccinated. No one's saying you have to or being forced to get vaccinated. But if they want to stay at this job, then they have to follow the rules of this job. And again, job rules are stupid, but at the end of the day, you can't complain that someone got fired for not following the rules of their job. Like, you wouldn't say, like, if a fucking McDonald's employee was, like, not washing their hands thoroughly or spitting in burgers, you wouldn't be like, oh, look at that poor man. He is so oppressed. No one's gonna let him freely spit on shit. Or, like, what? Like, no, that's not how any of this works. 100,000 NHA staff will be fired on April for not vaccinating. Okay, that's a personal choice. Like, go, like, it's a personal choice. Don't fucking do it. Like, maybe this isn't the job for you then. That's it. Like, maybe this isn't your career, is to work at a hospital that requires this. Go find another job, right? Like, capitalism, right? Go find another job. Go learn programming. learn how to program. Put yourself up by the bootstraps and go do something else. Better your life. Don't work in a medical field. I don't know. Like, have they tried that? Or have, like, these are the rules of the place that you work at. And while I'm not, like, all for metric to the grain, yes, for CDC stats. See, again, back to the victim. Like, this is flat Earth nonsense, right? It's not flat Earth nonsense, but it's the same bullshit that flat Earthers say, right? It's the same bullshit that anybody that any flat Earther would say is, I am being banned for my views. All I'm doing is questioning science. And look at me being a pariah and silenced and getting censored for saying the shit, like, for questioning science. This is the same fucking arguments. Like, you're making the same fucking arguments that flat Earthers say. You're making the same arguments that anti-vaxxers say, which is why you're an anti-vaxxer. Like, fucking, have you tried not? Have you tried not being an anti-vaxxer? Just saying.
People terrified so they comply and follow orders. Violence isn't a sacrificial slaughter. Safety's what they begging for, but danger's what they headed towards. A world in which freedom is based on social credit scores.
Again, what's just so I want to know where this is getting implemented anywhere in the U.S. The social credit score. Nowhere. It's nowhere.
Trust the science and the ones who check the facts. Free thinking is a crime and you are guilty until facts.
Again, if this was God, okay, let's go to another fun extreme example because conspiracy theorists of every variety does the exact same thing, which is that you are an anti-vaxxer. You are an anti-vaxxer. That's it. Like, you are an anti-vaxxer. If you spew anti-vax nonsense, then you are an anti-vaxxer. That's how that works, right? If you don't like that label, that's a personal problem of yours. Try not being an anti-vaxxer. That might be one way to not be labeled. but you are an anti-vaxxer. So again, Kaiser, everyone is sitting here waiting for you to like, we have moved on. What we are like claim number 5, 6. What claim are we on at this point with you? Where you just throw out claims and have yet to back up 0 of them. I'm going to, because you're being so difficult, and I'm going to give you a fighting chance, right? I'm going to give you moderator the privileges so that you can post exactly all of the citations needed for you to prove the claims, right? So we're waiting for the 75%. We're waiting for this the COVID vaccine doesn't work. And I want you to post them, and then I'm going to give you 5 minutes, and then after 5 minutes I'm going to take away moderator status. And then if you don't do it by then, you're just going to be like, I'm just going to throw away your nonsense. So you got a whole ass 5 minutes to post your proofs, right? Because that's what we do around here. We put our money where our mouth is. If we're gonna make claims, fucking back them up. That's all you gotta do. So back up your claims, and then we'll see, right? Show me a, and I'm gonna set my standards. Fucking peer-reviewed peer-reviewed article showing that COVID vaccine does not work. I want you to tell me how 75% of the people who are getting COVID right now are vaccinated. I want that. I want all of this. And you want me to keep reading? I still have it open. I can keep reading it if you want to go through other groups. But I want these. So I'm giving you the opportunity. You have it. You got 4 minutes at this point. Fucking do the thing, right? And we're gonna go through some of the other things. We're gonna open these shits, and we're gonna talk about them as soon as we're done. So we're gonna open that, and we're gonna open this one from Micro, and we're gonna read through those. And then somebody asked that we keep reading through the Australian things, because apparently Group 1 is a different thing. If you so Group 2. So how does this work? Who is affected by it? The occupational workforce covered by the policy have been separated into 3 categories, subject to different time frames and circumstances based on risk. Vaccine mandates have already been announced. Industrial workforces deemed critical to ongoing delivery, and businesses function in supermarket, grocery, bakeries, restaurants, post office, hardware store, childcare, teachers, financial institutions, critical infrastructure, gas station, public commercial transport, remaining port operations, remaining commercial, remaining that. Lockdown workers in the event of lockdown, similar thing. Who has been done and what? All workers who have been recently added to the category. The first dose of Vaxx by C is fully vaccinated by the 31st. All workers who fall in this category must have their first dose and be fully vaccinated by the 21st. And lockdown, currently there is no deadline. So groups 2 and 3, I want to check that. Groups 1 and 2 are the ones who need to be fully vaccinated to do this, right? Like, so I'm gonna say the exact same shit that I've been saying this whole goddamn time. Not that I believe in it, but because I know that it works, which is don't get a different job, right? Like you work as a teacher and you don't want to get vaccinated, go find a different job. Go learn programming, right? Go learn how to program at home. Go start a small business. Go start an Etsy shop. Right? Like, get your skills up. You don't have to do this, right? Right? Like, that's a thing, right? Like, you don't have to do this. Because everyone has the ability. It's a what was it called? Meritocracy. So just go find a different job, right? Go find. I don't understand what the problem is. Okay, Kaiser Kiev, did you do it? I know you didn't. No one's talking. Not everything's about you, Truth Seeker. Like, not everything. And while we wait, you are at 4 minutes, Kaiser, and not a single. I'm gonna double check all my chats. Not a single thing. You have not actually produced a single thing. It doesn't matter if I have a monologue. All you gotta do is fucking post shit. You that spent 4 minutes of the allotted time that I gave you to fucking sit around and I don't know, do something, right? Go for it. So you got I'm gonna be so, you wasted 5 minutes, right? I gave you 5 fucking minutes. There it is. We got something. Deseret.com. We got there. Oh god. Oh, it took us fucking hour and 45 minutes, however long we've been doing this shit. Okay, there it is. So we're gonna look at this. Because why not, right? We're equal opportunity whatevers we are around here. Everyone's stupid shit falls into everyone's stupid shit. Let's go here. Get this one. Yes, it is. We're gonna put it right there. Look at it. Okay. So this is Israel. Not that it has to do something with the U.S., but this is Israel. That's fine. The first country to reach vaccinated herd immunity has seen a recent rise in cases among vaccinated people. Here is what we going on, and vaccines are making and how vaccines are making a difference. Israel, the poster child for COVID-19, in the first country which herd immunity has seen recent rise in cases. Recently, most of the people testing positive are vaccinated, reported by Washington Post. The trend has brought a slew of questions about the efficacy of COVID-19 vaccine and the implications of the new strain and future outbreaks. While these trends initially seem to cause for vaccine skepticism, a closer look at Israel's current outbreak showed that vaccines are effective and working even against Delta variant. Let's unpack the situation. What's happening in Israel? In Israel's coronavirus outbreak. About a month ago, Israel celebrated what seemed like the end of a domestic pandemic. The country dropped all coronavirus restrictions, including mask mandates, social distancing requirements, reported in Reuters. Unfortunately, the celebration was premature. COVID-19 cases have begun to rise in Israel over the last few weeks, reported Reuters. The outbreak started in schools among unvaccinated children and then began spreading to vaccinated adults. Last week, Israel recorded an average of 6. God only. Fuck. Sorry, that is such a small number, and I love that. Last week, Israel recorded an average of 775 new daily cases last week, according to data from Reuters. This is Israel's highest number of daily infections since March, Reuters reported. The average number of weekly hospital admissions is currently at 120 people, according to the Washington Post. The country has reimposed mask mandates, social requirements, and quarantines for everyone arriving in Israel. Just like in other countries, the recent outbreak has been driven by more contagious and more vaccine-resistant Delta virus, reported the Washington Post. Who is testing positive in COVID Israel? Unlike in many other countries, most of the people testing positive in Israel are vaccinated, reported the Washington Post. But this should not be a surprise. According to the epidemiologist Caitlin Jetlany, per the Washington Post, the more vaccinated a population, the more we'll hear of vaccinated getting infected. The Israel has one of the most vaccinated populations in the world. About 60% of the nation's entire 9.3 million has received one vaccine dose, reported Reuters. Among adults, about 85% have been vaccinated, which means that Israel's vaccinated community is 5 times larger than the unvaccinated community. Countries with high vaccinations will see mostly vaccinated people getting ill from COVID. The people who are not testing positive in the current outbreak are those who had COVID previously and recovered. These people account to 9% of Israel's population, but less than 1% of recent infections, according to the Kobler analysis. Ooh, things moved. This has brought new question into whether natural infections are more protective against Delta variant than vaccination, but the answer is not yet certain. What does Israel experience show about vaccines? The Israel Health Ministry data analysis have produced some new estimates about the effectiveness of Pfizer vaccine, according to the Washington Post. In protecting against infection, Pfizer vaccines are 95 effective against the Alpha variant, but only 65 against the Delta variant. In preventing symptoms, COVID-19 cases, Pfizer vaccines are 95.7% effective and 64 against the Delta variant. In preventing hospitalization and serious disease, Pfizer vaccines are 95% effective for the Alpha variant and still 93% effective for the Delta variant. I want to keep reading this, right? I really, really want to keep reading this. I really do want to keep reading this, but like the more I read it, the more it says that it's effective. Why are the vax getting infected? Because there's 5 times more people getting vaccinated than there are people who aren't. Like, it's a bigger population. Nature says, yeah. Like, it's you're parroting the narrative, dummy. Sure. Oh yeah, so we still gotta get to the 75% thing, huh? Let's get there. Sorry, I got distracted by reading that. What is Israel's post-vaccine outbreak like compared to pre-vaccination? Oh, here's a good one. While vaccinated people are testing positive and being hospitalized in Israel's Delta outbreak, the current vaccination outbreak is only a fraction of the country's worst pre-vaccinated outbreak in January, reported Washington Post. Currently, cases are less than 1/10 as many as during January's peak. Hospitalizations during the current outbreaks are less than 1/16 of January's, per the Washington Post. Put differently, Israel is currently averaging 120 weekly hospital admissions. In January, the country had over 2,000 weekly hospital admissions. Somehow, right? I want to, because this was evidence, right? And I want to point this out. This was evidence that the vaccine isn't effective. And in this fucking article, it is showing you how effective it is. And I love that. Because conspiracy theorists love to share things that always disprove them. The most important admission to intensive care units for severe COVID cases is less than 1/20th the number of admissions. You sit up there, you little punk. You know, that's where you belong, up there. I know you're so handsome. Okay, so let's look up the 75% thing, because I'm not seeing it. 75. Okay, so the only time that 75 appears in this whole article is right here. Last week, Israel recorded an average of 775 daily cases. That's the only time the number 75 appears. So let's be generous and look up vaccinated, right? Vaccinated. So it appears 16 times. There's the one. There's the second one. There's the next one. There's the next one. And I'm looking for the 75%, right? Vaccinated. Have been vaccinated. Countries with high vaccination. While vaccinated people are testing positive and being hospitalized with Delta outbreak, current post-vaccine. Yeah, that one's the one we just read. What does the statistics finish? Israel is a good example of vaccine efficacy as just about anywhere in the world. According to the Washington Post, the Delta variant means the virus will probably continue to spread among vaccinated people and even strongly vaccinated countries such as Israel. Vaccinated, and then the last one is unvaccinated. So nowhere in here is there a mention of this thing of the thing that you told me would be in here, Kaiser, right? Like the 75% doesn't show up. Let's just look up the percent sign. Let's look up at all the percent signs that appear, and 13 times that percent sign appears, right? Like I'm being very generous right now, and we're gonna go through all the times the percent sign shows up, right? Here's the first one. And Israel has one of the most vaccinated populations in the world, about 60%. Not about how many people are getting COVID, just how many people are vaccinated. Among adults, about 85% are vaccinated. Again, how many people are vaccinated, not about how many people got COVID. This one, these people account for 9% of the population, but less than 1% of the infections. These are people who have had COVID before. That's 2 more. In protecting against the infection, Pfizer vaccines are 95% effective. Okay, effective, 74% effective. Again, effective, 95% effective, 74% effective, 97.5 effective, 93% effective. While Pfizer vaccines are less effective against Delta variant, the vaccine efficacy still far exceeds 50% vaccine efficacy threshold required by WHO. Again, still nothing. Which one are we at now? There's that one. Where's this other one at? Who knows? I lost it. There it is. It's in a tweet. Israel evidence for vaccine effectiveness against Delta percent cases that turn critical ill is now 1.6 compared to 4% in similar stage of the third wave when there were no vaccines. Again, reduced it to 1.6 as opposed to 4%. Doesn't show it. That's it. That's all the Time Presents show. I have done, I think, more than my fair share of showing I want to know because you're saying things, right? Rhetoric and Discourse. Oh my god, dude, you're talking about the alpha variant which no longer exists when they say 95% effective. I am mad. I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad. Because you fucking shared this to me, right? Like, the fact that I am talking about it is not because I am choosing to talk about it. The fact that I am talking about it is because you shared this for me to read. And I read it in front of you, and you are criticizing what I am choosing to read. I am choosing to read the things that you told me to read. You are mad because this does not show the very thing. You had one fucking thing to do. You had one fucking thing to do, which was to show me how 75% of people who are getting hospitalized or getting COVID are people who are vaccinated. That was your claim. I'm gonna fucking find this claim. There it is. It's at the fucking very top. Someone's gonna find it. Someone's gonna fucking put it in here. That was your claim, right? That was your claim. Your claim was 75%. Somebody, Micro, can you go find that in the chat, screenshot it for me so I can stick it up on screen. So make sure we don't forget exactly what the claim was, right? That was the claim. And then you go ahead and you fucking don't share anything for a while. And then when I give you the opportunity to share something, you get mad at me for fucking reading the thing that you told me to read. It's your citation, so don't complain about him reading your article, you fucking dipshit. I wholeheartedly agree. Jesus Christ. Can't scroll back that far. This has been a very, very, very chatty chat. Can I scroll back that far? I don't think I can scroll that far either. Oh no. That's a shame. That is a shame. I can't scroll back that far back either because it's not there. I mean, I'll have to read through this, which is really sucks because you made that claim on multiple times. And now all of a sudden you now that I've read your citation, we're no longer okay, this is probably the closest I'll get. So I'm gonna screenshot this, which is, if nothing else, like confirmation of what we were talking about, right? So because I don't want to be forgotten that you have been given, like, very much so an opportunity to do the things. Like I want people to remember this. That you this is what you wanted. This is what you showed. Like, this is insane. Like, you have gone down the rabbit hole of conspiracy so fucking hard that you are failing at, like, basic communications at this point. Like, you made a claim. 75% of people getting COVID are vaccinated. That was your claim. You didn't back it up forever. When given the opportunity, you sent me an article that did not mention that in any way, shape, or form, and then complain that I read that article. That is the point where you are at, and that's where we are. Okay, with that, let's go read some of the things that Microbloganism shared with us, because he shared with us a couple of fun stats. So let's start with this one. I don't know what this one is, and again, here's the thing: I don't know what any of this shit is because, yeah, no, I'm a dummy. Let's grab this one, stick it here. Okay, H.Dustin Rolling's 7-day infections rate. Oh, okay. Hey, this is a fun one. Do you know what country and or area of the world this is? Because that would be great. Micro. Oh, it's CDC. Haha, I should read the links. This is from the CDC. This is from July, I'm guessing 2021. Number of cases per person and vaccinated. 300 per 100,000 people are unvaccinated. That's crazy. Fully vaccinated, a little bit higher, but then the partially vaccinated, but about the same, which is what, like 25-ish percentage. age-adjusted rolling 5-day of hospitalization. This is also an important one, right? Because the thing that we're dealing with now is not just that people are sick, but there's nowhere for them to be when they're sick. Look at that. Man, the CDC, I don't like the CDC right now, but the CDC, like, I guess as part of the Illuminati or whatever is creating this data. Here's another one. Again, CDC. COVID data tracker now available. Rate of COVID-19 association hospitalization by vaccination status. Unvaccinated, 83.6%. Or 83, sorry, not percent. That's per population. What are you doing, you little monster? Vaccinated, 4.5. It looks like per 100,000. This is the data you gotta contradict, Kaiser. Like, this is it. That's the data you gotta contradict. Nothing else, just that. Just that. I'm gonna read this before we move on to listening to more of this thing. Oh, I'm also gonna post this because I can. Okay, let's start by posting things. Right, let's go here. New image. Add new image source. We will call this Kaiser. Kaiser saying stupid shit. We will add a new source, which is going to be that screenshot I just took. Am I being mean? Yes. That's okay. Don't mind. So here it is, right? Here's Nestle's comment. I am not asking you to repost it. I'm asking you if that link is your source for the 75% claim, yes or no. Nestling, yes, you posted what R&D was talking about and confirmed the mandatory vaccination in lieu of your livelihood, aka tyranny. I'm not gonna mod you. You guys are not like you guys are not worthy of being modded. Like Kaiser entirely like ruined that for you because he has been nothing but not showing the things. So I could always be meaner. I like the guilty until vax part. Lol. What shit have I made up and not actually shown? Like I want to see that, right? Because I've been constantly showing articles this whole time. Like you have been this whole time making up shit. Just all you got to do is show me that. And at this point, you can either tweet it to me, you can tweet it to Nestling, you can send it to my Gmail account. So let's do this. Upside down eye, Twitter. Okay, there's gonna be my tweet, right? Bye, Felicity. There's gonna be my tweet. Twitter me that thing, hopefully. If not, it's a whatever. Art, Rhett, and Disc. Right? There. There's my Twitter. There's my Twitter. Go fucking send me your 75% article on Twitter. Email it to me at Rhetoric&Discourse at gmail.com. Don't care. That's it. I have no those are where you can send them to me. I've given you an opportunity to send them to me in here, and you have failed absolutely miserably. Go make a fake Twitter account and delete it afterwards. I don't care, right? Like I have given you, I have bent over backwards to give you an opportunity to prove your point, right? Like bent over backwards for it. And you have failed miserably every time. The article that you gave me said the exact opposite of what you said it was supposed to say. And then you got mad at me for reading it. Like, buddy, fucking get it together. Can you answer me why the data shows that the vaccines do protect against Omicron? Oh yes. Let's get this open. We'll open more things because like opening things is fun. I love opening things. This is not in English. Accept all cookies. This is not in English. Translate it for me. Assuming this is Danish. How do I translate? will you translate for me? Google translate this for me. I don't know why you won't. I'm assuming this is Danish, and I'm so far not reading it in anything but Danish. And hopefully Google will one day be like, this is things. So I can't entirely show that it works because I can't read this. Sorry, Micro. I just cannot read in your language, and that's okay. But maybe you can send me an English version. Okay. Scroll down to the 3-bar graph. Okay, scroll down to the 3-bar graph. Sure thing. Ah, there it is. Google Translate to English. Okay, there we go. It finally showed up. Oh, it's up in the corner. That's why I was like looking for it and couldn't find it. Because I'm stupid. Here we go. Bar graph. So this is the region. The graph above shows this according to the agency. Here's the 3-bar graph. In the graph below, you see the number of deaths. The same server will begin calculating whether the inmates are vaccinated or not. The figures are clearly. Still can't read half of these things. Sorry, guys. I wish I could. Cloud patients. Many patients can be managed. I can't. Oh, God. I really wish I could read this. Sorry, you all, but I cannot. There's just a little bit too much not my language for me. So we're going to have to either wait or... And that's fine. Oh. So. Okay. I'm getting a translated picture. Son. Okay, so we'll finish this song for a little bit and then probably be done.
The next chapter in the fabricated factors, weather modification, unnatural disasters. They say we gotta save the earth before we destroy the planet will kill us first. It's begun, Agenda 21. They'll probably try convincing us that we gon' burn the sun, or maybe they gon' come with an alien attack.
Wow, they really like, ooh. Really go all out here, don't they?
Create the problem in the way that they react is with a solution they claim is to save us, when in reality their aims to enslave us. Governments conducting fear-based psyops, harnessing energy for the...
Like, this is so much.
Pyramids, occult rituals where pedophilia is habitual. They want to...
Okay, like, this is so much, like...
think that it's all...
This is so many claims. Honestly, this is Kaiser Cube in a music video.
Mythical, this a transition, a transhumanism. In a world where free thinking can land you in prison. Welcome to the new world disorder, where hoarders of wealth use health to close borders. People terrified so they comply and follow orders.
This is fear mongering about a problem that doesn't exist. This is the very classic, like, kid putting a boot on his head meme, like, very classic, like, you are coming up with your own thing. How's the Karazakone monitoring gonna get you all that CO2 from the volcano explosion back into the ground? You know, the right claim to care about children, but not really. I know. I don't even, like, man. So okay, you are entirely like calling you an anti-vaxxer I felt mean about, because you were like, I'm not one, but you definitely are. But you are like, you are a conspiracy theorist. Like, you climate change, you're not even a climate change denialist. You're a science denialist, right? Like anything that has to do with science, you're like, I'm gonna deny that shit. As if climate change is due because of volcanoes, right? Like nobody says that. I would love to see that backed up, that climate change is somehow caused by volcanoes, right? Like that's the thing. The greatest whatever word you want to use, input of CO2 into the atmosphere's volcanoes. I really want you to back that up. I know you're not going to, because we have failed at backing things up for almost 2 hours. But that is a hell of a claim. Like, goddamn, that is a claim that somehow volcanoes are the main cause for CO2 in the atmospheres. I love this. This is great, right? I want everyone to understand the what just happened right now, right? I asked a question, which was, I want you to demonstrate the thing that you said, right? I want you to demonstrate the claim that somehow volcanoes are a big producer of, or the main producer of CO2, right? It's not really cars. I want you to do that, and rather than trying to put in any effort into backing that up, we instead go, so volcano CO2 emissions doesn't contribute to global warming, right? We don't bother to provide a claim. We just move over and gish gallop into another claim, which is something that I didn't say. I didn't say that they don't contribute to it. I just said that it's a little excuse me. Save image. 2 downloads, yeah, sure, whatever. That it's somehow that I think that it doesn't produce, that it doesn't add to it. It's super weird. Okay, let's microbloganism did send me a picture, a download somewhere. No. Thanksgiving. No. Where's the thing that you sent me? You sent me a thing. Where is it? Untitled unknown. There it is. Okay, so this is the thing that microbloganism sent me. It's a little big. There we go. Hospitalizations per 100,000 people. Not Vaxx, 1 shot, 2 shots. And this was translated by microbloganism because I can't read things, right? But there you go. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like that's how that is. It's silly. None of this shit has been proven. And this was from Omicron, right? So, with that said, I think we've had enough. I think I've had enough. This beer is okay. We're gonna go with that. Buddy, Kaiser, you are an anti-vaxxer. You are anti-science. You're not a skeptic in any way, shape, or form. And I'm not even going to try to be nice about that. Like, this is what you've done. The most adults are being offered 3rd shot right now. Yes, I got mine. I'm on my 3rd. It's great. It's wonderful because I, do the things. Oh, can I read this for Kaiser? Yeah, sure. Well, we can read this for Kaiser. Go to the site. Ooh, did not mean to do that. Club, why? Which emits more carbon dioxide? Humans or volcanoes? Human activity emits about. Oh, let me make sure that's actually showing up fine in the thing. It is good, perfect. Human activity emits 60 or more times the amount of carbon dioxide released by volcanoes each year. Large violent eruptions may match the rate of human emissions for a few hours that they last, but they are too rare and fleeting to rival humanity's annual emission. In fact, several individual U.S. states emit more carbon dioxide in a year than all volcanoes on the planet combined. And here's a fun graph. Look at this graph. This graph's great. Annual volcano averages. Hey, it's a pretty steady average, which makes sense. Fossil fuels. So this is why no one cares about fucking fossil fuels. That's a little trimmed up. Let's get to the end. The end is good. Where are you? End bit. Show order. Let's get that end bit. There we go. We'll get you over a little bit more. There we go. Look at that. There's the graph. That's why we don't care about volcanoes. But it's hard. All right. So with that said, it looks like a kindergarten book. Oh no. Is that where we're at? Is that where we're at when we can't back up our claims? We just go to looks like a kindergarten book. Is that what we're doing now? We're like, oh no, it can't be real because it looks like a kindergarten book. Oh no. Oh, it's so rough. Okay, so with that said, thank you all for being here. I truly appreciate it. Show up next week where, I don't know, we talk about more anti-vax stuff or more anti-climate change stuff. Who knows? Remember to check me out over at Rolling Left. Remember to check me out here and stuff. I'm going to try for the end of the month to prove more conspiracy theories wrong. Otherwise, have yourselves a wonderful day, and I will see you all next time.